Here is the Inga, this one, the Pringa, and then up the middle is the Sushuma. Now, we have all these different pathways within our body. They're called the Nadis. There's 72,000. 72,000 Nadis within our bodies. Of what I was just showing you previous. So these are chakras. And so you have part of your spine beginning at the base of your spine, going up and hitting these centers. And then on the other side, going up in these centers. And that energy is called what?
Chi.
Kundalini. Kundalini. Sometimes it's referred to as chi. Sometimes it's referred to as ka. Sometimes it's referred to as sa. All right. So here we have our centers: root center, the base center at the base of your spine. The next center is your spleen, or your spleen center. Then your solar plexus, your heart center, your throat, your brow, and then this up here is referred to as the Sahasrara, or the 1,000-petal lotus. And when you're in tune, these things light up in your meditation. We're talking about climbing the tree of life. All right, so here, these are the colors. But there's all kinds of centers in your body. These centers coalesce, those 7 centers called the chakras coalesce in your body where these meridians meet. So you have all kinds of centers in your body. Some people study these for healing. Some people study these, people that are martial artists, they study these because these are pressure points that can take you out. But these are all related to your body. They could go one way or the other. But also we're told about the chakra symbols, but we're not really told about the microcosmic orbit. How many have heard of that microcosmic orbit? Microcosmic orbit. Microcosmic orbit has the chakra, but there's centers in the front. And as you're in your meditation with your breath, taking your tongue, touching the tip of your tongue to that soft palate in your mouth, at the roof of your mouth, you can get these centers to start circulating. And you can actually feel them circulate. Climbing the tree of life. Okay, I'm gonna get them. Thanks. I'm gonna get those. I asked Brother Jahi to make some copies, but I didn't want you to look at them while I was talking. You know, it could get confusing. You know, you're looking at me. Okay. Now, within the Kabbalah system, listen to that. Kabbah system, they have this tree of life. You know, highest crown, and each one is associated with an angel or a planet, and each one has a quality. You know, for instance, this one is prudence. This is higher unity. This is higher vibration. This is duality. You know, so these are there. And then, of course, there's a Kemetic one that has Amen, Asar, Tahuti, Seker, Heru Kahuti, Aset, Heteru. Now, this is where I kind of disagree with the Asaraset Society, if I may. This is our new, they, in their understanding of this, they call this Subek. Geb. So, what it actually says is, okay, the netters are inside of us. All right, now this is the glyph that we use to write the tree. We use that glyph. Now here's the tree of life. Here the tree is actually coming out, giving you nourishment. Is the heater on? You have the heater on. It's too hot in here, huh? Okay. Well, anyway, tree of life, sacred pool, receiving the nourishment from it. Here, the nectar, Shahudi, and his consort, Sheshet. And here is the Pur-Ah. He's on what symbol?
It looks like a K.
This is the symbol for Neb.
Yeah.
So like when you read in the Hosea, Neb-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
This is the symbol. The K is actually the other when it's flipped over.
Oh.
So that means Lord, and he's holding eternity.
Mm-hmm.
He's holding eternity. Neb is eternity. So he's in the tree of life, holding eternity. Here we're back again at the flaming sword, which is guarding the tree. This is one from India. Same motif. Tree. Somebody's pouring libation. Somebody's pouring the liquid. So wherever we went. Now this thing is called the flower of life. It's 19 circles. We're going to get into that. Now contained within the flower of life is the tree of life.
Yeah, there it is.
Now, this was the picture that I was looking for. And I might have to just skip it. I'm just going to skip it. But here, tree of life, when people drew the diagram, starts out with a dot. And then it goes around, and then it makes another circle. Now this part right in here is called the Vishya Pisces. A lot of people put that on their car. They think it represents Christ. But it doesn't. It's actually the Vishya Pisces. And then as it gets more complicated, it goes to these stages. Now here's mitosis, doing the same thing. Climbing the tree of life.
Yeah, indeed.
And here's under the microscope.
Wow.
Now this I thought was very interesting. I'm going to have to make it larger for you to see. Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Some people might be asleep. I don't know.
No, I think we're
I mean,
very
the
impressed
heater's on.
with this.
The heater's on. The lights are dark. You know. Okay.
But the knowledge is challenging.
It is.
The information is energized.
I'm telling you.
We're hungry and thirsty. We're
Okay.
consuming it.
I thought, wow. Now here, the number 12 is significant, of course. Number 12. But, okay, everybody knows it's just one of those sperms, it takes to get into the ovum. Right? But, there's like hundreds of them wearing it down
To make a wave.
and 10, 11, or 12 they line up to allow one to come in.
Wow.
The sperms is working in coordination.
Yeah. Okay.
12
We go
sperm
deep.
allowing the 13th to penetrate the ovum.
We go deep.
Yeah, this is coming from the book Flower of Life by Drumbalo Melchizedek. You're probably first learning about human biology. You were told that it takes one sperm for conception to occur. This isn't true according to Time magazine. Even though most textbooks still state this, it is now known that the ovum must be absolutely saturated with hundreds of sperm, or conception is not even possible. Second, out of those hundreds, 10, 11, or 12 must come together in some kind of pattern on the surface, a pattern they're still trying to figure out that allows the 11th, 12th, or 13th sperm to enter.
So let me come back to
So here, climbing, root center. This is the way I learned. Okay, root center, spleen, solar plexus, heart. These are the colors associated with it. Throat, brow, crown, also referred to as the Sahasrara or the 1,000-petal lotus. They say it takes 33 years to really master that. It takes 33 years to master that. I think I'm done on this part. So can we have the lights now? Maybe here.
No, it's back.
It's in the back.
They got it in the back.
Oh, they got it.
Yeah.
Of course they do. All right, just a brief message. Climbing the tree of life. I know that all of this might be kind of confusing, so I made some copies, or Jahi did, and so you can take that home. But what I found out was that every culture just about has a tree of life. Every culture has a tree of life. We're talking African, Asian, European, Mesoamerican. Yes. Oh, there's.
I forgot about it.
What
That's
about?
gotta come on
What
down.
about them?
Right, yeah, you guys gotta come on down and be with us.
Now, the trees that were used were that were recognized: the sycamore tree, the acacia tree. So that's why I asked for that part of the message to be: my heart longs to behold you, O Lord of the acacia tree. My heart longs to see you, O Amun Ra. This tree is also associated with the Benu bird. The Benu bird, it was growing in Anu. Another word for that is Heliopolis. In the Bible, it's referred to as the city of On. And it grew up out of there. And the Benu bird, which the Greeks call the phoenix bird, would land on that tree. It's a symbol that's dedicated to Ra, and it housed the tree of life. It is also associated with Atum Ra. It's a sacred tree connected with the Enad of Anu. The Enad of Anu are the 9 netters. So in our Stolen Legacy book, we have Ptah. Well, first we have Nu, the oceans of Nu and Ptah coming out, forming a hill. On top of Ptah comes out of that primordial water is Atum or Atan. And a tomb executes the act of creation by projecting 9 parts of his body and forming Tefnut, Shu, Geb, Asar, Aset. So, any questions?
Well, I was just very impressed with that picture of that Assyrian king. I'd never associated those ethnic qualities.
You know, and I forget which site I found that on, but it's on a site where it has a lot of pictures like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, usually, the reason why I did that is because, okay, usually you see the picture, it's far off.
Right.
You know, and because we're told that we have not participated in history at all, you know, we just assume that it's not somebody that's us. But when you get closer, you find out it is. And so you can find reliefs like that in Persia, in what's now called Iraq, or then, you know, ancient Mesopotamia, Samaria, or Akkadian. You can find, so there's a site, and I forget the name of it, but it had, and that's where this came from. So, you're going to say something, sir?
Just one question. Do any other scriptures refer to God as saying that people should not, they should be kept away from the tree, right?
Well, you know, I want to back up. So look at the word. I'm going to turn this up. Or take this. Thank you, Jahi, Tracy, Cinnabar. Thank you all for helping me with this. Sure, this is fun. So, look at the word. It says, man has become like us. So, when you look at one chapter of Genesis, again, look at the word. I'm really into the efficacy of words. Isis. Gene of Isis. That's what Genesis is saying. And in those 2 chapters, the first and second chapter, one group of priests, the Yahwehists, are writing their version of creation. And then the next group of priests, the Elohimists, are writing their version of creation. So, and if you look up Elohim, what that word means is a plurality of gods and goddesses. So that's why it's saying, let us make man. And but what it's saying is, man is getting ready to be is become like us, and if we don't stop him, he's going to live forever. And we can't do anything with him. Yes.
Did the Bible use the term us?
Yes. Yes. It says let us make man in our image. That's what it says. Yes.
Well, I want to ask you, is there, what should we do with that? Is it, if it's prohibited, should we, but yet we have the science of the tree of life, of how to climb it. So how do we decide, the moral basis of climbing or not climbing?
That's a very good question. I'm not sure if I'm qualified to answer that, but I'm going to try. The scriptures that were introduced to us were altered.
Okay.
People didn't look at them in the same way that it was presented to us. So if you look at it from a Gnostic perspective, Gnostic is a word that means what?
To know.
To know. There's a big difference between knowing and believing.
Yes.
I believe. I was born on March 10th, 1958. My mother knows. Right. Right. You know, I'm just going by what my mother and father said. Right. You know, I really don't recall. Right. But and I used to hear my grandmother say this, I birthed you with every pain in the world. She would be talking to my mother, you know. She knew. Yeah. So there's a difference between knowing and believing. So these scriptures were originally done by people who were knowers. And they knew that they were allegories. And then some other people who wanted to control the world took over those scriptures. Mm-hmm. There's a book it's written, it's called Caesar's Messiah. Have you read that book? It just came out recently. It's called Caesar's Messiah. And what it talks about is the Flavian Caesars seizing control over the scriptures and rewriting them for the purpose of pacifying these zealot Jews who were trying to liberate themselves from Rome. There's a movie, you can get it online, and there's a book. It's called Caesar's Messiah. So what we do with this is, okay, when the Gnostics looked at these scriptures and taught these scriptures, they taught that the Demerge thought that he was the creator of all, but he was not. And so in the garden, the serpent came to tell man what he needed to do to liberate himself and to unite with the true God. And that is why in Gnostic scriptures, why Christ came. Okay, I didn't mean to get into all that. People are, I see, puzzled. All right.
You made reference to the Elohimists for chapter 2. What was the first group you referred to?
Yahweh's. Yes, Senator.
As I read, El was the chief god of the Canaanite canon.
Yes.
That basically ended up in the Pentateuch.
There's another book. It's called, what's the name of it? It was written by two scholars from the University of Tel Aviv, and it talks about. Okay, I won't go there. That's just too heavy. It's just so much. I shouldn't even open up this Pandora. That's what I'm saying. This is just so deep of a subject. But getting back to your question about El. El is found in all these words. Mike El, Samuel El, Temp El. El was associated with the planet Saturn. His color was black. The powerful ones in this society wear black. Judges, priests, black belts. And that collar that people wear around their neck is associated with the rings of Saturn. Men wore rings on their finger to identify with Saturn. Women wore rings in their ears so that they could hear Saturn or El. The El leaps. Yes.
But isn't there some practical way that we can move out of this, indecision? I mean, it seems to me that when you climb the climbing of the tree of life, raising the kundalini, does not raise a propensity for evil. It seems that it seems that you're going towards an expansion of the Godhead. So it would seem that wouldn't be any. You're going towards something brighter, positive, holy, joyful. So it seems like that we have to decide on a practical basis when we have this opposition or you're forbidden to do it, then you say, well, look, it's not leading into anything evil.
They made a movie. It was called Planet of the Apes. Mm-hmm. And in that original movie, they had a place that was called the Forbidden Zone. And in the Forbidden Zone was a place where the apes knew that the men had built great civilization.
Right.
And so they told the other apes, the people that were the elites,
Right.
they told them not to go there.
Right.
And they certainly didn't want humans to know, because they did not want them to know that man had done this thing. So in the same way, you need to reach for the tree of life so that you can find your true destiny. And so I showed that, I gave that scripture, and then I also showed the tree of life as it is taught in the Kabbalah. The tree of life is called the Pal Netur for the Kemetic tree of life. And the tree of life had, in the Pal Netur, it had the netters in it. The netters are in you. You are the netters. All the netters are in you. Aset is in you. Asar is in you. Tefnut. Tefnut is what?
Moisture.
Moisture. Geb is in you. Geb is what? Shu is in you. Air. See the netters aren't these abstract things or these guys that got. These are qualities. These are principles of creation that you are all a part of. So these things need to be identified. And the last slide here. Well, okay. This one here. See, it forms the this last one here. It forms these. The tree of life. The tree of life is already in you. Just by the fact that you have evolved in your mother's womb, the tree of life is already there. So you need to go inside. You need to practice breathing and paying attention to your breath and raising that God source. Sometimes it comes down. That's a water. It's from a, okay, that's a different discussion.
The colors, the minister, is there any association with the colors of those areas with
There's
energy or
yes.
vibration?
Yes, okay. Just think about it like this, Katabasi. Red is the root chakra, and it deals with physicality. It is the base. It is the base center. And when you see that color red, it causes a certain type of action. The highest color is purple.
Yeah.
It causes a certain action. It causes a certain vibration. There's a certain tone associated with each color. You played them today.
Yep.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That is associate. So, do, that root. Re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right. Any other questions? Have I bored you to death? Have I really confused you? Because it was I was trying to. I didn't succeed. I was trying.
But it's a great message, minister.
No, I'm really staying with sister's question, because she said, well, if it's forbidden, there's a lot of things forbidden. It used to be forbidden to ride at a certain place on the bus. It used to be forbidden to live in a certain area. So these are man-made laws that are put on there. And I told you, I said, how did this happen that in a certain period of time people were speaking Aramaic, and then their scriptures got changed to Greek and got changed to Latin? Could the people at the time even speak the language that it was? And how did it move from Palestine, the center, where things are supposed to happen, to Rome? These are the questions we all need to wrestle with. And these are the questions that are answered by examination. It's just kind of like, what did Malcolm say? I have this beautiful clip of Malcolm, and he's talking about the March on Washington, as I close. And he's talking about the March on Washington, and he was basically saying it was a fraud. He was basically saying that the March on Washington was co-opted. He was saying, hey, it started with A. Philip Randolph and other people, and people were really going to do some militant action. And the people in charge in the White House and Kennedy, they were very concerned. And so they didn't in Malcolm's word, they didn't want all the Negroes to come down there because they was going to explode. And 200,000 people coming to a place, just that alone, 200,000 people, 250,000 people come to a place. So at first they were against it, and when they saw that they couldn't stop it, they joined it.
Right.
And when they joined it, it lost its militancy. You remember Malcolm's speech? He says like when you have too much coffee. That's hot. And then you put too much cream in it. He said you could put so much cream in it you won't even realize that you had coffee.
Right.
He said it used to wake you up, now it puts you to sleep.
Right. Dream.
So in the same way, we need to take back all of these scriptures, all of these icons, the tree of life, and see how they apply to us and how we can use them in our daily activity. So this is just a springboard for you. You can take it and do whatever you want. I just don't want to see those papers on the floor because it will upset me, and there will be a controversy. Now you guys know I'm not like that. Anyway, I thank you for allowing me to come down this morning and address you on the subject, climbing the tree of life.
Beautiful message. And it's the kind of message that we always look forward to and anticipate from Minister Imhotep. He always brings us something that comes at you a little different way, and he always ties it together beautifully. So we thank the minister for that message today.
I'd like to acknowledge Sister Ola Raymond for watching on the stream live. Thank
Hi,
you,
Sister Olu.
Okay.
Peace and health. Only at the Wose community. And what a beautiful tribute by Sister Bisola, wasn't that? Beautiful. Yeah, poetic, it was musical. Only at the Wose community. Tracy and
Okay, let's give another hand to
Shay.
So we come together and form our circle.
All right. Beautiful message.
Yeah, he made you think, man. Okay? He made you think. Exactly. Man, that love.
It's different with our guitar players.
Fun.
Are there any birthdays this past week or this week coming? We'd like to recognize you.
I didn't even know she was back.
Yeah, beautiful children. Yeah.
Thank you, Leah's modeling for her.
Yeah.
No birthdays? Okay. Maestro? You guys know this song?
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the roaring sea.
Sing a song.
Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has taught us.
Sing a song.
Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on, hurry up and get till victory is won.
And now unto them who is able to lift us up faultlessly before the throne on high, may they empower us to be a people with one aim.
One aim.
One vision.
One vision.
One faith.
One faith.
One destiny.
One destiny.
One love.
One love.
One love.
One love.
One love.
One love.
One heart.
One heart.
One God.
One God.
Let us call upon the name of that one God as our ancestors and elders have done for countless generations, for time immemorial. Let us all say together, wait for your note. Let's try it again. You are the most beautiful people on the face of this earth. Three first-time visitors.
No, we already got the first one. We need these two.
These two, they came in later.
Would you introduce yourselves and tell us how you found out about us?
First time visitor, please.
Yes.
My friend used to teach here. I think her children used to go here.
Oh, what's your name?
So her name is Tasha, and she used to teach here, so she told me about it.
Oh, great.
And I go to Mills, and it's not far. Me and him live on campus, and my son Damani.
Hi.
We're from New York, and we've been here like 5 months. So.
See you next week.
Come back again. Come back again. Be with
Also,
us.
I have a card for Sister Mona, so we'll pass it around and folks can sign it. Her nephew passed, so, yeah. So I've got a card for Mona.
Next
I don't
announcement.
think it's the one that we passed.
Don't forget, hopefully everyone has gotten the email about the investment workshop on this coming Saturday from 10 to 2. And if you have some children, there will be some child care available for you. It is free. And for those of you who are already millionaires, please show up so you can assist the others of us so we can become prosperous such as you are. So we look forward to seeing you all. The last announcement would be San Francisco 23, Carolina 10.
I have one real quick thing. We're going to have a meeting of people who would like to be a part of, we're going to establish a greet team to greet first-time visitors. So if you're interested in being a part of that, we're going to have a meeting shortly after the fellowship. All right. Thank you.
And the food is there.
And first-time visitors, please, you're welcome to our room.
You going to try to make Man, you said the membership, right? Cinnabar told me the response on this is the heaviest it's ever had. It's about 78 people have responded to the thing. To the announcement about the workshop.
I don't know, it's just something.
Yes, I mean, so there you can say, you can go there
I'm so glad
and
that you came today, and
I know I can do that. However, as the chair of the membership, yes, it is. But you know.